steady blade balances us all.
Hello, and welcome to my Storm Talk of Genji, the cybernetic assassin ninja, who's actually the good guy. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Genji is weird. As you can see, he's just kind of standing on his horse, because why not? So, just to get this out of the way first, Genji's ranged attack, he throws his shurikens up close, cuts with his sword, no difference in attack speed or anything else. So yeah. His first ability, shurikens, as you can see. You gain line. Whenever you're going to hit an enemy, it will show up green. When you get close and you're going to hit, as you can see, you can kind of see what you're going to hit and what to expect. We're going to skip this W and go to his E. Swift Strike, you can see here, the down damage. You dash forward, do damage. If the person dies, or if somebody dies from this, or shortly after, it refreshes the cooldown. It's almost never happened. I've never seen it happen personally. Deflect. I double checked. The reason why it's so high, I double checked to make sure this would work. So you can just kind of now you're probably never going to be able to do that, as the cooldown is pretty high, but you can absorb a nice handful, and as you can see, it will go up pretty quickly. His D is Cyber Agility, allows you to jump. So, when mixed with your E, you have a pretty good amount of mobility. So, I believe that covers the kit. Let's go ahead and start looking at the stats. Here are the stats for level 1. And we move on to 10.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Stats for level 10. On to 20.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
And finally, level 30.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
So, let's go ahead and start taking a look at all these talents. At level 1, we have Swift as the Wind. Hitting an enemy hero while Swift Strike, or with hit Swift Strike, increases your movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Agile Dismount. While mounted, the range of Cyber Agility is increased by 70%, and its cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. It's a 10-second cooldown, that's half of it. It's pretty good. And then Pathfinder. Jumping over terrain with Cyber Agility increases your movement speed by 25% for 6 seconds. Basically, all of these equal I move faster. Agile Dismount's kind of good, because you can, if you're chasing somebody down, you can jump on them while you're chasing them. However, Pathfinder, for the exact opposite reason, while you're running, you're kind of being a little deceitful. You jump over something, increased movement speed. So I'm going to go with Pathfinder just because it's a little easier to show off here. And so as you can see, I run fast, I jump, and I run faster. It's great. At level 4, Shuriken Mastery. Hitting enemies with Shuriken after you hit 35 enemy heroes, increase the damage by 30. After you hit 75, your Cyber Agility, your leap, now refunds 2 charges of Shuriken. Like, this is pretty nice, and I've seen this used pretty effectively, but it's not my go-to. Strike at the Heart. Enemies hit by the end of Swift Strike take an additional 448 damage over 2 seconds. This pretty much turns your Swift Strike into a high damage ability. That's 448 over 2 plus the 680. So at level 30, that's 1,000 damage. You could kill somebody with that. It's pretty nice. And then Dragon Claw. After Genji blocks with Deflect, you can release the Dragon Claw, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. I don't particularly like this, although it's very useful if you're against, say, a bunch of people who are causing you to use your Deflect a lot. So if you use Deflect a lot, it's great. If not, I'd probably go with Strike the Heart.
Choose a talent.
So as you can see here, it's just at that end. It's one of those awkward ones, because the way it reads, you would think it's enemies who, like, the last enemy hit, but it's actually at the edge, or yeah, but hit by the end of it, not, yeah. It's one of those awkward ones where the way you read it is what it means, not what you think it means when you read it. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna shut up now. Level 7. Augmented Guard. When Deflect ends, Genji gains a shield equal to 50% of the damage blocked for 4 seconds. Perfect Defense. Deflecting damage reduces the cooldown of Deflect by 2, up to a maximum of 10. Cyber Shield. Using Cyber Agility grants you 50% spell armor for 2 seconds, and Dodge. Genji periodically just decides not to get hit. This is a little tricky for me. Well, not a little tricky, but a little, might sound contradictory. I like Dodge. I like to take Dodge when I can. It's one of those awkward ones because it's like, oh yeah, normally I say try not to take a defensive talent when you can avoid it. However, Genji's a low health, high damage, high speed assassin. His entire job is to get in, stab, get out. Not getting punched a couple of times is the difference between killing a guy and getting killed.
Choose a talent.
Level 10, we're going to go with Dragon Blade.
Choose a talent.
So, Dragon Blade disables your auto attack, and you just get this awkward sword swing. It does do a lot of damage, and it's an AoE, but also you can do damage with its little charge. I don't personally like it. At level 13, Shingon increases an enemy hit with all 3 shurikens takes bonus damage. This is really hard to do. I don't personally think I've ever done it. Flow like water. Each enemy hit by Swift Strike reduces its cooldown by 3 seconds. It's a pretty nice ability. And remember, if you kill somebody within 2 seconds after hitting them with Swift Strike, it also reduces it. So, if you're getting kills, it's not really that good. If you're not getting kills, it's pretty good. However, I like double jump. You get 2 charges, but it increases the cooldown.
I know.
But yeah, you get 2 charges. And as you can see, give it a couple of seconds to work its magic. It takes 15 seconds for both charges, so it's not a single charge. However, it is nice when it does work. Like when you're sitting there and you're just like, oh shit, I gotta get away. It's useful. Anyway, level 16, Reflect. Deflect also deals an additional 33% of the damage blocked. Final Cut.
On the move.
After 1 second, Swift Strike. After 1 second, Swift Strike deals an additional damage to 460 to all enemies in the area. And Steady Blade. Each enemy hit by Swift Strike increases the damage of the next Swift Strike by 20%. This stacks up to 3 times. Reflect's probably the better one here. I personally like Final Cut, however.
Never dulls.
It's just, it looks nice. If you're running away, Final Cut has gotten me killed before, because there's that little, like, I'm pretty sure they can see that. I mean, they might not be able to see it, and I could just be, but because it seems like, oh, get away, and then, oh, that's where he went. Especially if you're running and you jump a little bit so you can get that difference. Anyway, at level 20, Dragon becomes me. Each time the Dragon Blade hits an enemy hero, duration of Dragon Blades increased by 1 second. If you're hitting groups of heroes, that's actually not bad. I mean, that does hit for 700, lasts for 8 seconds. You hit 2 or 3 heroes, it takes about a minute. You can do a lot. Shuriken Star, or Sharpened Stars. Shuriken's now Pierce, and then Zashin. Block 65% of damage with Deflect over your lifetime. So I would have that, for example. Deflect all hits, or Deflect hits all enemies nearby the hero. I'm gonna take it because Dragon Becomes Me kind of sucks. I should have actually probably taken Reflect because
I am the soul in the shadows.
anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and reset the talents real quick. This time we're gonna go take that. Really doesn't matter what we all build up into. Particularly,
Choose a talent.
I'm gonna take X Strike. X Strike's pretty simple. Jump up, slash with an X, do damage. So you do a slice, or you do 2 slices for small damage, then 1 big slice that does the entire X for big damage. It's a nice little ability.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
And at level 20, each hero reduces its cooldown by 12 seconds. So, pretty straightforward. Gonna go ahead and turn that off. One enemy did reduce it by 12 seconds 3 times, however. So, if we get someone cool like the Lost Vikings. I did make that the enemy, right?
Very well.
Okay. Toggle cooldown real quick just so I can try to get it. And I believe I need the minions. So cooldowns are off. All I need to do is be able to see those fatty, or the fat guy. There we go. So I got all of them here. As you can see, I can almost throw that again.
On the move. Let's finish this quickly.
Anyway,
We will
go ahead and
fight
turn them
again.
off.
Very well.
I hope that I was able to help you with any questions you had about any of Genji's talents, and maybe enlightened you on a couple of builds you might be able to pull off, do something fun. If you have any ideas or thoughts, go ahead and throw them in the comments section below. I try my best to get to everyone, and have a wonderful day.